Hello and welcome to BlueTube, where we talk all things blue. Before I kick off today's video about Branislav Ivanović, let me just tell you that there won't be a transfer talk today, and that's purely because there's really nothing to talk about. In terms of transfers, I can summarize it for you now. Just the deal with Baba Rahman, that's about to go through apparently. If that does go through, I will make a video on it, but that seems to be dragging on for a long time. And of course the John Stones' third bid is imminent as well apparently. That's pretty much it. So today I thought I'd make a different type of video, and today I'm going to be talking about Branislav Ivanović, the right back for Chelsea, and if he is still good enough. And this is a question that I've been hearing a lot, especially after the Chelsea-Swansea game. Of course, as you know, we drew 2-2, and you should go check out the match review that I made about 2 days ago. And in that video I did talk about him slightly as well, and I said that Montero was running circles around him, and he did look a little bit off the pace. And in that video I said that it was purely due to match fitness. Our preseason preparation wasn't very good, and that was my reason for him. But now I've just been going throughout, watching videos on YouTube, reading articles, and just within the footballing Chelsea community, there seems to be this I don't know, I don't want to say hate, but this dislike towards Ivanović, and people are just saying, Ivanović, he's getting old, he's not good enough, we need a new right back. And it kind of hurts me because I really like Ivanović as a player. And Ivanović, since by the way, just as a background, he joined Chelsea in 2008. He slowly made his way up in the squad, and now he is a crucial part of our squad. And before I go on in this video, let me just tell you, yes, I do think Branislav Ivanović is still good enough. And I'm just going to give you some reasons as to why throughout the rest of this video. Well, before I give my reasons, let me give you some of the reasons other people are giving as to why Ivanović isn't good enough. And I think the biggest factor here is pace. And a lot of people are just saying, it was a perfect demonstration on Saturday. Montero, Swansea's left back, running circles around Ivanović, and I can't deny that. That was true. He was toying with him, and he didn't look fast, he didn't look sharp, he didn't look like he did last season. And a lot of people are saying this is going to continue to happen, especially next week against Manchester City, with wingers with as much pace as Sterling and Jesus Navas. He's just going to get destroyed, and he's just not the right back for us, for the upcoming season. He's just not good enough. Well, let me tell you, Ivanović, while he may not have the pace, and he's shown that before as well, this isn't something new to us. He is 31 years old, and even last season, especially against Manchester United, there in the first leg, or like the first half of the season, I'm sure you guys will all painfully remember that moment where he pulled Di Maria's shirt in the 90-something minute. Manchester United gets a free kick. Van Persie scores from that, and it's 1-1 in like the 94th minute or something. And that was a demonstration of Ivanovic's lack of pace. So this isn't new to us. It has been there. But despite that, he won the Premier League. He was in the Premier League, team of the year, team of the season. He was voted the best right back in the Premier League. So what does that say about him? It's because other than pace, he offers so much more. And let me just talk about those things. Firstly, for the pace that he lacks, I think that he makes up most of it, with his strength. Now, of course, it would be ideal for him to have pace, for him to be as fast as someone like Azpilicueta and have the strength that he possesses. But if you guys see just any of his games, and in fact in the Swansea game as well, in like the 80th minute or so, I remember Montero got subbed off and someone else, Routledge came on. I can't remember who was playing on the left though, but he was running, and Ivanović uses his strength to shield the ball and just pushes the guy off it and lets the ball roll out. And that was typical of Ivanović last season. He did lack pace last season as well, as I've said, and he did, make up for that with his strength. The way he reads the ball, the way he reads the play, the way he reads the defender, anticipates his movement, and the way he shields the ball. So I think in that respect, the pace isn't really a huge factor. Of course, as I said, it would be great for him to have more pace, but I think he makes up for most of that with his strength. But the thing with Ivanović is, it's not just his defensive ability that makes him a great player, that's made him so outstanding in the last 7 seasons that he's been at Chelsea. It's been him going forward as well. And, But this picture here, it says it all. This was the picture taken after our 4-1 win against Napoli in the run-up to our 2012 Champions League triumph. As you guys know, we lost 3-1 we lost 3-1 away. We won 3-1 at home, so it went to extra time. No, we won 3. I can't. Whoa. Yeah. We won 3-1 at home. And it went to extra time. And at the 110th minute, Ivanovic, boom, golazo, and we went through. And I just, you know, I don't know what the word is. That epitomizes just his ability as a forward. And it's not just that. It's been so many important moments throughout the seasons. Another example, the 2013 Europa League final in the 90s minute. He comes out of nowhere, heads the ball in the back of the net. We win the Europa League. A more recent example, last season, Capital One Cup semi-final against Liverpool in the 90th minute as well, I think. Or maybe it was extra time? I think it was the 90th minute, yeah. Crossed in from the right, Ivanovic comes, head, goal. We go through to the final, and of course we beat Tottenham in that Capital One Cup final. So, Ivanovic does appear in these huge moments because of the experience that he has, because of the class that he has. He can play and, you know, he can show up in these big games, and especially big games. As I've said, Champions League semi-final, Europa League final, you know, Capital One Cup semi-final, and he scores important goals, the goals that gets us through, the goal that gets us past that finish line, and that's what I love about him. And I have so many great memories associated with him, and just outside of a football ability conversation, just as a person, as a player, I love him and I have an attachment to him. He's similar to Drogba and Terry and Lampard, and they're great as players, but just as a person, you like them. As a child, I'm sure most Chelsea fans will know what I'm talking about, because he's just shown up in the big occasions several times. And other than scoring goals, he does bomb up that right-hand side quite a lot, and he does add a lot to our attack as a whole. There's been many times where he's made that overlapping run, and Williams played him through. Ivanovic makes the cross, and we get a goal, or we get a chance, you know. And a lot of people actually have been saying his crossing has been lacking. His crossing hasn't looked good. And you know what? I do agree with this. I do think Ivanovic's crosses in the last, season or two, in the last season, maybe in the last few months, maybe not the whole season, but just the last few months, haven't been very good. But this is a criticism for me, for the whole squad. The whole team, whether it's Hazard, whether it's Willian, whether it's Fabregas, whether it's Ivanovic. No one in our team can get a flipping cross into that box. It is so frustrating to watch. I mean, just watch a Chelsea game. You'll see this brilliant build-up. We'll get to the flank. See, the player runs up to the side. He crosses it in, and the first man heads it out. That's happened so many times, and especially in corner kicks. Fabregas, he walks up to that corner. We've got players like Ivanovic, Gary Cahill, John Terry, Diego Costa in that box, ready to head that ball. Fabregas crosses it in. First man heads it out. And I think this was a criticism. One of the pundits in Sky Sports, someone made this criticism as well. But this has been an ongoing frustration for Chelsea. Just our inability to hit the ball and get it past the first man. It has been so frustrating. And this is a video about Ivanovic. Let me not get into that. But Ivanovic, while he has been lacking in crossing, in my opinion, the same goes for Fabregas, Hazard and Willian. And Oscar is actually one of the exceptions. In my opinion, Oscar is the one player in our team who can cross. So, I like Oscar. And to be honest, Mourinho, if you're watching this, please let Oscar take the corner kicks instead of Fabregas. Please. Back to Ivanovic, of course. That's debatable. So going forward, he does get goals, but his crossing isn't very good. But the whole team's crossing isn't very good. So maybe that's something that the team as a whole needs to practice in the training ground. But other than that, just in general, in the I don't know what the word is. Just as a whole, Ivanovic, in my opinion, he's a great player. Just 3 months ago, he was voted as the Premier League's best right back. And it's only been 3 months, and just the whole Chelsea team as a whole, the whole Chelsea team as a whole, just the whole Chelsea defense haven't looked very convincing this season. And Ivanovic has been one of those players who hasn't looked their best, but I have full faith that he will get back to his best, that he will get back to, that he will, be as good as he was last season. And really, if you think about it, for me, the best right back in the Premier League is between him, Zabaleta, and Seamus Coleman. And to be honest, Zabaleta hasn't looked very convincing in the last few months as a whole. So it's really between Ivanovic and Coleman. So he is still one of the best right backs in the Premier League. So I think it's easy to lose focus because against Swansea he did play terribly. Let's not deny that. But it's easy to lose perspective, in the short run. But looking in the long term, I'm sure Ivanovic will get back to his best. And at least for this season, I do think he will be competing for that right back spot in the Premier League team of the season. And but looking at the long term, as I said, ignore that. He is 31 years. And I'm back. So as I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, looking in the long term, Ivanovic, he is 31 years old, so he is aging, and especially for a right back, pace is an important factor. And while he has been making it up with his strength, I think maybe a season or two from now, he'll be done. His career as a right back will be over. I think he could move in as a centre back and join the centre back, or I don't think that's going to happen because John Stones, Kurt Zuma, and Gary Cahill, they seem to be the future of the centre back positions if John Stones does come. But Ivanovic, maybe he'll transfer somewhere, maybe he'll go to the MLS, who knows. But a season or two from now, I'm sure Ivanovic will not be our starting right back. As sad as it is for me to say, because I personally love him. But I think in the future, if Baba Rahman comes in, we can switch Azpilicueta to the right-hand side, have Baba Rahman in the left, and for the next decade, for the next generation, that'll be our fullbacks. So I think we have no concerns looking into the future. And for the next upcoming season, in the short term, I don't think we should have any worries as well, because Ivanovic is a quality player. As I've said, he was voted the Premier League's best right back just a few months ago, and I have full faith that he will fight as hard as he can to regain that spot in the Premier League team of the season, and I'm sure he will. So please let me know of your thoughts in English in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you think, because I know this is such a controversial topic among Chelsea supporters. I know my opinion isn't a very popular opinion. It isn't shared by many, unfortunately, because I do think he's a great player. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As I said, if Chelsea do sign Baba Rahman, I'll be back with another transfer talk video later today. But if we don't, there won't be another video today because, as I said, really nothing has happened today in terms of transfers. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow, maybe later on today. And until then, stay blue.